you're in your 20s, 30s, or 40s, I'm making this video because I want to share some life lessons that I wish I could go tell my younger self.
Made my own lane, no handouts here, vision too strong. Can't cloud it with fear, drop my past like a bad old habit. Now it's for only full speed, no static.
Okay, if you don't know who I am, my name is Lillian Victoria. I am an entertainment executive turned peak performance coach. I used to quite literally help other people produce and make their movies. And what I do now is I help people like yourself and myself become the lead of my own movie, create the narrative, produce, cast, and make it the life that I want to live. Before we do that, the 8 lessons that I have written down that I wish I told myself is going to be the foundation for you to create the life that you will love. So let's get into it. The first one I wish I knew when I was younger was to have a clear goal. When I finished college, I was very systematic. It was going to school, getting to good college, having good GPAs, have a good resume, get an internship, get a job. So it was very linear. What I realized later on, life is actually non-linear. And the people that go by linear, they go into corporate, which is not a bad thing. I work with a lot of corporate folks and I work with a lot of entrepreneurs. What I have seen when people are so stick to the linear and they're in this place where I have to do this, these people have a way of giving up on their dreams. And when I say the dream, the life that you want, the movie that you're living in, set the intention with the life that you will love to live. So set a goal for yourself. Right now, I have a goal. I have a goal card. Every single day, I wake up, I touch my goal card, I know what I want, I see what I want. When I hold on to it, it's a commitment that I have made for yourself. And sometimes setting goals take a long time because most of us, like myself, when I grew up, I didn't even know that I should set my own goals because I was always told what to do. That was how I grew up with. And there's a lot of expectations that I had to meet. You may or may not relate to that, but that's the first thing I would say. Set a goal that you will love for yourself. Because when people set a goal that they love, when they lose a job, when a project doesn't come through, they have a bigger vision that will pull them out. All of a sudden, the jobs just become a stepping stone. All the projects that comes in and this mindset and this momentum and this creative energy when you're in the space of creation keeps your fire burning. So set a goal. That's the number one thing I would do. I'm telling my kids right now, if they don't want to go to college, I want to make sure that they know what they want in life. As long as you know there's a destination that you're heading, there's a direction. And remember, that destination will change and evolve as you grow because you're going to arrive there and then there's going to be the next thing. And this is one thing that I've learned. If you're not growing, you're dying. The second thing I would tell myself is fear not. Everything always work out. When I was coming from this place of linear mindset, I gotta do this and then this will happen and that will happen. So a lot of us will classify that as logic. So logic is simply someone has done something before and you can see it and it makes sense. And there's nothing wrong with that. Right? I could say I have that logic inside of me, but when I say think illogical, this is where the creative energy comes in. Come out with ways to innovate. We do live in a world with technology and with AI, and things are growing very rapidly. So the key is you want to be ahead of the game. You want to think differently. You want to come out with new concepts. And don't let fear come into play because fear is that devil that is speaking to you. Oh, I'm not good enough. I can't do this. What if I fail? But the thing is, what if you don't? What if you win? And this is where having that goal is really important because when you can see yourself and you have a very clear vision of your goal and where you are heading, everything starts to streamline together. Okay? And this goes with your personal life and your professional life. Your personal and professional, they're holistic. It goes hand in hand. Don't work your ass off and dedicate your whole life to just work and forfeit your personal life. Or don't say, okay, I just want my relationships, but what about the lifestyle? You gotta feed your family, you wanna go on vacations, and those are money, right? So that's why everything goes hand in hand. The third thing, don't let money be a factor that holds you back. So how I grew up, I'm Asian American, born in America, raised in Taiwan. Money has always been a thing because I was raised by a single mom with 2 kids. We were living in poverty. Government support, we lived in a motel. I started to work at 16 years old with a working permit. I moved in with a boyfriend at the time when I was 16 just to survive. Here's what I've learned. Money is a servant to you. Okay, and I know it's easier said than done because when you're in that situation, it's hard to look out and it's hard to see. And I had to like really understand what the concept of money mindset is, and also financial intelligence. And I'm still learning as I go. So if there's something that you really want and money is a factor, don't let that hold you back. You make that decision first of where you're heading towards and what exactly that you want, and then you'll go ahead and you'll figure out the money. I will tell you, one of my biggest regrets was when I was in my late 20s. I had just sort of closed that gap. I don't want to say fully, but close that gap of working in the movie business, because I have worked my ass off. I traveled, I worked with a lot of A-list celebrities, but I felt more empty. And I was ready to build something for myself. But also, in my culture, in my belief system, that was the time I should get married and have kids. And that's exactly what I did. There is a whole saying, if you're not with someone by 27, you're a leftover woman. So I made a decision based on fear. And my regret was, at the time I was thinking about going to business school, because then I had a pretty good track record. But I was thinking, well, I'm gonna be too late. The age is gonna be a thing. I don't wanna be a leftover woman. I want a family, and I don't want to spend like $100,000, or I don't know, maybe $200,000-$300,000 for an MBA now. At the time, my aim was to go to Harvard. So looking back now, I would say, if I could tell my younger self, I would say just go for it. Do it anyways. Don't worry about the money, because when you're looking to do something that's in alignment with your goal and it's going to get you on track with that goal, think about it as an investment. I'm putting money to something with a meaning behind it. Before I got married, when I was in my early 20s, what I did was I would work in a business, I would take the money that I saved, and I would go to China by myself. And the nice thing is, like, I actually got a career out there. I made big pictures. That was me reinvesting in myself. I didn't have so much worry and doubt at the time because I was younger. And I would say, being at 40's right now, I'm 41, and I feel like my life has just started. So if I were to go back to my younger self, my 20s, my 30s, money is a factor. Don't worry about it. Money does come and go. And the thing is, you will learn to earn a lot of money if you set your mind to it. That was the biggest difference. Poverty mindset, always hoarding, not enough, not enough. Prosperity mindset, you always think about, what can I do to earn money? And everything I'm telling you right now, this is a growth process. Everything is always ups and down, ups and down. That's the law of rhythm. And that's just how life is. The thing is, we've got to persist. We've got to do the work. Right now, a lot of people are getting fired from the job that they have for a long time, and they go into deep depression. So my whole point is, there's no right or wrong. But what I have learned is, when you're loyal to yourself and you take care of your own needs first, you yourself, you're whole, you're happy, and you're more equipped with the skill set, with the mindset, with your ability and your belief in yourself to continue to do greater things. The fourth thing I want to share with you is, surround yourself with the right people. And this is very true. If you have a vision, if you want to earn great wealth, if you want to go somewhere, surround yourself with the right people that are doing the same thing. If they're not already there where you want to go, then they're heading in the same direction as you. And maybe you're like me. I'm a mom. I have 3 kids. I'm not able to travel like how I used to. I used to travel so much. I feel like I live on a plane. But if you're like me, use the power of the internet. I had used internet, social media. I've been into different masterminds, different coaching communities. I've used LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook to connect with a lot of amazing people around the world. And obviously there's a local community as well. But go to where you are wanted. That's my biggest thing. And go to where you feel like you're elevated. One thing that I really love to do is hang out with people that's a lot smarter than me, because that's where I'm heading towards. That's where I get to learn. And especially people that are a lot richer than me, because I know when I hang out with them, my mindset is different. The energy level is different. The thinking is also very different. So this is where I want you to take into your account and really think about, who you're spending your time with. Another thing too, earlier I talked about wanting to go get my MBA. Again, I say this with regret, but I also know that everything happens for a reason. I'm exactly where I need to be. If I didn't let money be a factor in the fear of my age and my marriage and all that stuff, going to an MBA or going to Harvard, the biggest thing that I would have gained was the peers. Today with the internet, a lot of education, you could really get online for free. It is what it is, but it is the people. the people that you can build something together with. When you surround yourself with good people, you start to raise yourself up. And by the way, if you liked what you see so far, and if you want to hang out with me, and if you haven't liked and subscribed yet, go ahead and do so, because I would love to hang out with you more. The fifth one, don't let age be a thing. When I was in my 20s, I was so fearful that I'm gonna get old and no one's gonna want me, and I'm gonna be alone, and I'm gonna be this workaholic and this loner for the rest of my life. And I got married at the right time, I had my kid at the right time, I felt like everything was going right where I thought. And when I hit my 30, I hit my rock bottom. In my mid 34, 35, I lost everything. The house that was supposed to be my forever home, a marriage, my business, and the most important thing was my own self-identity. So we all have a core identity, and that's basically how you look at yourself. And this is very important, because I realized when I didn't have that, I let all these outside factors dictate me. By the time that I'm 40s right now, I really feel like life has just happened. And the reason why I feel that way is because now I have so much wisdom. I made a lot of mistakes, I fell, but that's where I grew the most. And in fact, if I had set a goal and know what I want in my life, and know the kind of relationship that I want in my life, I would have set more intention when I was dating people and making sure I date the right people. And if I knew who I wanted to be with, then I would have for sure married the right person, and not married because of fear. And most importantly, if I were to go to my 20-year-old self and I know what I want, I know the kind of relationship what I want, I will become that person that I want to be in a relationship with first. Like attracts like. And I would even say, hey, have kids in your early 20s. Because one thing I've learned, like I said earlier, life always works out, so don't worry about it. When you have your kids, it's such a bundle of joy. There is a difference when you have your kids in your 20s and when you have your kids in your 40s. I would bang them out in my 20s, so by the time in my 40s, I would still be my career, I'd be able to focus, and I have my grown-up kids to hang out with me. That's what I would do. And whatever that you want, if there's a dream that you want to do, and you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm too old, I waste all this time, don't think that way. Everything that you have went through in your life, God have built you up for exactly what you need to do. But the thing is, you gotta acknowledge it. You gotta understand yourself. You gotta study yourself. You gotta know where you're heading towards. Okay, so don't let age be a factor. You only live life once. Live it proud, live it happy, and build a legacy. If you're not doing it for anyone else, you're doing it for yourself. And you're the most important person in your own life. Think about it. You cannot divorce yourself. You could divorce other people. The kids are gonna grow up. Husband's wife, that could be divorce. We all say that. But you cannot divorce yourself. And the sixth advice I have, which I think I already highlighted in my previous ones, is you gotta marry the right person. When you marry the right person, you're truly, the Bible says when you and your family, you and your partner, you gotta yoke together. It's so true, because you got to be growing together. You got to, you have to have a goal for yourself. He or she has a goal for themselves, and you have a joint goal. You're growing together. This is where a couple, you start to persist together. And remember, life is ups and downs. When you're having something that you'll work towards, when things don't go well, this is where you guys come together, and you guys can fuel yourself with a lot of fire to keep moving forward with the life that you guys are creating as a family. And the last but not least, your mind is your superpower. Your mind is your supercomputer. What you think is very important. If you think you can't, you already cannot. If you think you can, then the key is you keep moving forward. Give it all you got. You live life once. You never know what's going to happen, but you do know where you're heading. And one thing I learned, failing is a part of success. The more successful a person is, that just means that person failed a lot more. Once I understood that, I was like, oh my gosh, it's not an identity anymore. It's me trying new things and knowing what's not working and learning what is working. And when you understand your mind, everything starts with the thinking. When things are hard, you can say, this is it, or you can say, I'm gonna keep going. When people tell you that you're not good enough, you can say, no, that's not true, or you can say, yes, it's up to you what you do. But I will tell you, winners don't quit and quitters don't win. If you quit, if you don't believe in yourself, you don't act on it, if you don't take the chance on yourself, whatever you want in your life is not going to happen. Do not kill your dreams. If you act on it, you make those changes, you make those sacrifices, you persist, you stay loyal to your goal, that's when things will start to change for you. You're doing it for you and not for me. And if you want this, I have the link below. You could go ahead and purchase one if you think it's gonna be helpful for you, or you could just go ahead and make one yourself, whichever works for you. But I always say, have a goal card and put everything that you want on this. That is a part of goal achieving. Manifestation, to me, is not just writing a goal card and seeing it all day and feeling good. This is a part of the process, but it's seeing it, knowing who you are, knowing where you're heading, and you're taking action towards it. So fail forward, fail a lot, because every single one is a lesson for you. And the thing is, you will be arriving if you know where you are heading. And if you like what you heard and didn't like and subscribe to this video yet, go ahead and do so. I would love to spend this journey with you. I'll continue to make more videos that's gonna help you, elevate you, and I look forward to see you in the next video.